you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. We're coming to you from location. We're coming to you from my grandmother's house, my mom's house, and we're joining you, birthday hat and all, for the Roundtable Rose Bannon birthday edition. Hey. Oh, look, is she gonna come on and make a special appearance? Look at this. The Momma Rose, 21 years old. Yes, thank you, Darius. Hello, everyone, and happy birthday to you, Momma Rose. And what am I doing right now? Eating pizza.
It's different.
Like you do in New Jersey on your mom's birthday. And what kind of napkins do we have? Unicorns. And what is over my shoulder? This little Robert Bannon shrine here at my grandmother's house. That is my Grease poster from the first play I ever did in the 8th grade, right there. And then that is me and Frank Sinatra Jr. and Nancy Sinatra, which we went and met them. And that's my brother. He's only there because he's my brother, not because of his accomplishments. He's overseas, so he's not going to see that. David says, "Where's the chicken? What kind of chicken? That pizza is not chicken. No, it's pizza. What kind of chicken do you want? David, you live in North Carolina or somewhere, right?
If he tasted this, he wouldn't eat the chicken.
My grandmother says if you tasted this, you wouldn't want chicken.
They have fried chicken.
But your last name's Spalbo, so I think you're a good Italian, David. What do you think?" Christine says, "Greetings and hello, Grandma, and happy birthday, Momma Rose." You know, Christine, we send you well wishes. We want you to feel better. A speedy, quick recovery for my friend Christine up there in North Carolina. Oh, David was born in New York. So David knows himself some pizza with eggplant on it. That's what we have here. Like a good little Italian. Because my mom is Rose DiMeglio. My grandmother is Vincenza Maggio, maiden name DiMeglio. So, you know, that's it. You will swim with the fish. You will be in the concrete on the next construction in the town over. That's right. You mess with my grandmother, you'll be buried in Hoboken somewhere underneath the Piggly Wiggly. Like Long Island. David's from Long Island. And Darius says chicken on pizza. That's a very, Detroit-y, like a very, like that's like pineapple on pizza.
Sounds good.
Verge says no pineapple on pizza.
Chickens. We've had chicken.
Like a chicken parm pizza.
Yeah.
Now they make breakfast pizza and this pizza and that pizza. Right. Oh, Lord is right. This is a show for you all. We're gonna go to our weekend review. I love this episode. You may have to be guest host every week. Amen. Well, it was a quiet week. I worked a bunch. I did a lot of events. I did a lot of interviews. I did a lot of red carpets. I did a lot of fun stuff going on. And so I want to let you know that there's so much stuff going on the Broadway Podcast Network. It's on every single day. You could stream it. You could listen to us talk every single day on the Broadway Podcast Network. I don't really have a much of a weekend review because all I did was work. I did have a wonderful weekend. Darius was here. We did do a whole bunch of stuff. There's always a lot of stuff on the background in life going on. We're always busy. We're always running. We're always doing, and I had a great week of weekend of being chill and having a great time. And then the week started and it was like, whoop, off to work. We did a press event today for The Outsiders, which is coming to Broadway, which is exciting. We did a press event for Jonah, which is right now at the Roundabout Theater Company. And we are celebrating the mom's birthday. Look at these pictures. Look, that's Mom and Santa and me. And that's Mom and the kids. And there's the other kids and all the cute kids here. And this collage of pictures. Yeah, no filters. We don't need any filters or Photoshop. That's right. That is right. All natural. So So we had a good week, and we got to go to the opening of Marc Summers. Do you remember Marc Summers, Graham, from Double Dare on Nickelodeon?
What? Yes.
Yes, we went to.
How can we not know?
How could you not know Marc Summers? Well, we went to his event in New York City, and we're going to talk about that when we get to our Hey Friend Hey. Oh, that's right. The feds are listening. So if the feds are listening, we have never buried anyone in Hoboken. They fell in that cement pile. I didn't do it. My grandmother might have done it, but I didn't do it. So she's Mama Morton. She's the mother hen of it, you know. Adrian, you know Adrian.
Oh my Lord, do I your friend girlfriend?
Yes.
Oh my Lord, hello, I love you. I remember her very well.
See, Grandma says she loves you. She'll see you at Patsy's on Sunday.
Oh my God.
She says hi everyone and happy birthday to Rose.
Thank you.
So yes,
Regards to all your people.
regards to all your people. Marie is here. Hi, Marie. We're so happy you're here. We're gonna have a good show today for sure. So that was it. That was the weekend review. We'll show you video. A did the video of Marc Summers, and we will talk about it in a moment. How about we do the shameless plug? Yes,
Cause I'm shameless.
I'm shamelessly eating pizza.
It sounds
Like, yeah,
ordinary, but it's not ordinary.
but I ate it really dainty, like I was Martha Stewart. You know, I put my pinky up like this,
Oh yeah, what made
and
you
I
think that
nibbled
way?
it. I don't know if the people are watching, so I wanted to keep it classy.
Oh, you are classy naturally.
That's right. Thank you, Graham.
Mhm.
So, yeah, Marie says happy birthday as well. So we have a whole bunch of great stuff coming up. I told you all that I'm not going to harp on this for the next 500 years. I promise you. I'm not going to do it for the next 4 months. But if anyone is interested, the 54 Below show, June 14th, the day after St. Anthony, June 4th, as my grandmother pointed out, it will be on a Friday night in New York City. Tickets are on sale now. If you want to go get your tickets, you can go to robertbannon.com. The Patsy show for this weekend about love songs is sold out. We sell 50 tickets and they're all gone. So there you go. They're gone. So thank you all so much for that. And I appreciate you all. And I want to let you know that my home away from my artistic home of New Jersey is the New Jersey Performing Arts Center. My grandmother and I went to one of the first shows ever at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center in Newark. When it first opened, we saw Don Rickles and Regis Philbin. Holy moly, that had to be 20 something years ago.
20? I think a little better than that.
Maybe even longer than 20
Grandpa's
years ago.
gone almost 20.
Maybe 25 years ago. How'd we get there?
How'd we get there?
Yeah, if it was 25 years ago, I was only 15. Again, don't ask for a license or any proof. Don't mind your business out there. How'd we get there? Maybe we hitchhiked.
It was a hot rodder.
We hitchhiked. Grandma wore a red strapless with no bra.
Oh,
And we made it.
I'm hysterical like myself.
Oh,
Amen.
where's my fork and knife?
Right
Are
there.
you gonna see 5? What is 5? I have a fork and knife. It's here. Look. Here's a spoon and a fork. Ooh, and we have a knife and a hat, and we have fancy bowls. Oh, of course. What is 5? I'm using it. This is a fork, and this is a knife. How about the Hey Friend Lattes? Tell me what 5 is, because I'm out of the loop. And let's go do our Hey Friend Hey, if you don't mind. Woo boy, this is a fun show.
I'll be there for you. How you doing?
Oh, Billy Reese did a show. Billy Reese has a show called 5 about politics, about Donald Trump, and it's a comedy and all of that. We love Billy Reese and we love the show, and it's getting great reviews. And Jasmine Rice, the drag queen, Jasmine Rice. Is that not a good drag queen name? That's a fun drag queen name. Jasmine Rice. My drag queen name is Pork Fried Rice. And Billy Reese's got a show, and we're gonna have Billy Reese here. So I hope to hopefully get a chance to see Billy Reese's brilliant, and the show sold out. So we had Marc Summers here. Let me tell you, Adrian was behind the camera. I had the microphone, and we saw Marc Summers, and we saw Robin, who was the assistant on Double Dare, the blonde, and then we saw Alex Brightman, who was Beetlejuice, and he's on right now in Spamalot, and Drew Gasperini, who wrote the music. And then we saw Mike O'Malley, who hosted Guts, and now he writes TV shows, and he's got all these fancy credits and all this fun stuff that he's in charge of. And I will talk about Wendy Williams, sure can. And Mike, it was very hard to hear because the party was in a tent, and they had a DJ, and they had like 200 people. And even though we had the microphone, Marc Summers spoke so softly that you couldn't even hear him very well, and some of it was so loud. The background noise was so loud. So when you take a look at this, don't mind that it's a little hard to hear. And David says happy birthday as well. And I'll come back and I'll tell you my opinion about Wendy Williams and the documentary on this weekend. And then we have MJ Harris and Jimbo here. So take a peek at this and we'll be right back. Marc, get set, go. Did you grow up in the 1980s and 90s like me? Did you have a cousin who was obsessed? My cousin Michelle was obsessed. She had the Double Dare game for the PC that only had the color orange. You remember, like, there was a green computer or an orange computer? Well, she had the orange computer and you had the physical challenge. We're talking about Marc Summers, and we are talking about the life and slimes of Marc Summers that's playing right now at New World Stages. You know Marc is a friend. Marc has been a supporter. We are so happy. Marc talked about doing this show in Pennsylvania, in New York State, and now it is here off Broadway. We're at the Partey. It is an elegant Partey. It is a Partey in New York City. I'm Robert Bannon. This is the Roundtable. You're listening to us on the Broadway Podcast Network, or you're watching us on YouTube. We're going to bring you all the guests, all the writers, all the one, Marc Summers, right here tonight. Marc Summers left me a voicemail. I almost drove my car off the side of the road.
I think I know I'm being stuck to a couple different cities, and just through a stroke of luck, I'm here.
And you know Robin, this is like a family affair, I hear.
By the way, I'm a Jersey girl.
I'll meet you at the diner.
Whatever. I love diners. I love diners.
We're going to a diner.
We'll see you in Jersey.
I'm getting cheese fries and gravy and the whole.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What is anybody doing?
What is Alex Brightman? Alex Brightman is trying to be in every Broadway show, and now you're freaking taking over Broadway.
I want to take over off Broadway and off of Broadway. You're next, because I'm doing the Pat Sajak story of Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Misfortune. I don't know what's happening. All right, right through the interview. Right through. Come right on in.
Come on. I just love that.
Oh, nice.
I farted. You're good.
Thank you so much. I can smell that.
Alex, I know you get it all the time. There's a 7-year-old kid. His name is Sam. I took him to his first Broadway show. He saw Beetlejuice. If I go to the house right now, he will say, "I'm valid already." He does the entire show, all the choreography.
Well, Sam, to you, and only to you, it's showtime.
Oh my God!
All right, that's it.
That's
One
it.
a year.
I now owe Alex Brightman the rest of my life. You're the best.
Chad Rabinovitz, the director of Mike and Sponge.
Chad, it sure is. And you've been with this show for how long?
It's 8 or 9 years from the beginning.
8 or 9 years. And the journey, like, we're in New York City. You have a show running in the middle of Times Square right now.
I mean, it literally is. It's at the beginning of the show.
Drew Gasperini, listen, you want to know something about Drew? Can I embarrass you?
Please, yeah.
Drew Gasperini is such a successful songwriter in New York that if you want to have a meeting with him to talk and do, like, work on your book, look, there's assistants, there's publicists, there's managers. Drew is like hidden behind a veiled curtain of New York.
It's because I don't want to talk to anybody.
It's your entire childhood is watching me and Marc Summers on Nickelodeon.
Yes.
Your parents still alive?
Yes, they are.
I would kick their ass. I want to go talk to them.
Like,
what are you doing?
That's right. That's Mike O'Malley saying that if my parents let us just watch Nickelodeon, he's going to kick your $2 signs because he said, that wasn't bad. Nickelodeon wasn't bad for kids. We had so much fun. But he was funny. He was a trip. It was a really fun time. Alex Brightman is great. So everyone's asking about my opinion about Wendy Williams. I'm sad about Wendy Williams today. Wendy Williams, you know, I've been listening to Wendy Williams since she was on the radio back on WBLS days, back in the 90s and 2000s. Her talk show, me and my friend Mike went to the very first episode ever. We went to episodes throughout the years. We went to the party, the whole shebang. And then Wendy, you know, today was diagnosed, came out publicly that she has dementia and aphasia, and that she's suffering from dementia and aphasia, doesn't remember Wendy Williams. So she doesn't know always where she is. and she doesn't always know what she's doing. And the documentary about her is on this weekend on Lifetime. So I'm so sorry for her son. I'm sorry for her niece. I'm sorry for her dad, who's 96 years old. She worked hard, and nobody can do what Wendy did sitting there on that chair. So our Pay Friend Hey has got an homage to how you
I
doing.
don't think I ever missed a show.
I never missed a show either. So we send our love and prayers to Wendy, and I hope she knows how much we love her and how great we loved her show.
How sad.
So sad. So the documentary is out this weekend on Lifetime, so you can see what happened to her and what's going on. So they came out about it today. Oh my goodness gracious.
Where is she now?
They don't know. She's in a facility to take care of her, and she has a guardian, and they don't say where she is. So that's the truth of it all.
Well, she had a big trouble there with her marriage at one
She
time.
had a big trouble with her marriage. He got another
Big
girl
time.
pregnant. I know.
Of course, she used to be, oh my God, she raised the roof over that.
I know. Grandma Verge.
And she held back nothing.
She didn't. She told it all right out there on the show.
Yeah.
So she worked for a long time. So I hope that she's feeling better. You know who's here? Who's also great? Jimbo. Jimbo, the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race. When I thought of, well, you're gonna hear me tell it. It's Mom's birthday. So what better than a guy who puts on big gigantic boober smackers and big butt pads and puts on a circus? That sounds like Rose Bannon to me. Show happens to air on my mother's birthday, and what can be better than for Rose Bannon in New Jersey than Jimbo with all the Jimbo-ness on tour. When I thought of my mother, I thought of Jimbo, and that says everything you need to know about me. Jimbo is on tour right now. Jimbo is going literally across the entire country. We love the Jimbo experience. Jimbo, welcome to the Roundtable.
Thank you so much, Robert, and happy birthday to your mama.
She was a hairdresser in Fort Lee, New Jersey, and when you have a hairdresser mother, you have a kid like me. How you doing?
Right, I'm great. I'm awesome. I'm at home here in Victoria. I'm just in the last week of prep. I've got my sewers working diligently next door in my studio. I've got Alice, an awesome costume maker, and Graham and Amaya sewing away over there, making last minute touches, and then we head out to Detroit to enter into our last week of rehearsals.
You know, my fiance is from Detroit, and he happened to see you at the Christmas show in Detroit in November and December, and said Jimbo puts on a show. So
thank you.
What can we expect when we go and grab our tickets at dragfans.com and you see all the dates, or you follow you on Instagram at Jimbo the Drag Clown? What can we expect on this tour?
Well, I love costumes, I love looks, I love improv, and I love character work. So this is a combination of everything I love. I have a history as a costume designer and as a production designer for theater and film. So I've put together this show. I've written the music with my music partner, Andrew Fields. I've designed the set with my friend and set designer, Marshall McMahon. And so you're in for a visual feast with looks, and then you're also in for a good laugh. I'm a total wacko. I love to take you on a wild ride. And I've learned a whole bunch of choreo. I've got 2 backup dancers. So it's going to be a visual spectacle, and you're also going to get a good laugh, and you're going to leave going, what the fuck did I just watch? That's awesome.
Yes. That's what I want. That's what
Hooray.
we want. You have dates. You literally start right here on on February 29th, and you go all the way until June. You are literally touring this entire country.
Yes, it's crazy. I'm a workhorse. I love working. I love traveling, and so I'm up for the challenge. And it's gonna be basically a mental and physical gymnastics every day. But I can't wait.
Well, all my friends that are watching on the Broadway Podcast Network that are in the New York, New Jersey area, make sure that on March 6th, you get your tickets specifically. I'm sure New York City is going to show up and show out, and you better get your tickets for that date and all the dates across the country. Jimbo,
yes, get your tickets. I can't wait.
What does it mean when you go to some of these smaller cities? New York and LA, they're big, giant cities. They have big queer culture. They're immersed in drag culture, et cetera. But you go to some of these cities in the South, you go to some of these cities up in Canada that don't have access to this. What is it like when you meet people that don't get a chance to see this on a daily basis?
Well, I think it's just a reminder just of how important drag is and how important it is to just make people laugh. there's people in every part of this world that love drag and just want to have a good time. And I love that I'm able to just travel around to bring this show, which is a combination of basically my life's work. It involves all the different things about drag that I love. And mostly I love making people laugh. And I want to give people an opportunity to come, to get away from whatever they need to get away from, and to just like run away with the circus and have a good time and laugh.
Yeah.
So.
Well, people may not know this, but you started when you were doing local theater. I mean, when you read about you, you were doing shows like, I mean, Ride the Cyclone was an off-Broadway smash here, and James and the
That's
Giant
right.
Peach and Rocky Horror. Did theater really influence some of your drag style and theatrical persona?
I would say so, yeah. I'm a storyteller and I love creating a vibe. I love entertaining people and inviting people in. So, I love hosting events and creating experiences for people where people come and they are exposed to different art and different other artists. I love collaborating with other artists. So it's drag and theater is this perfect opportunity to kind of go in and be invited into a world to sort of come along on a story. And also it gives me a chance, within the framework of the circus, which is all about kind of, doing different feats and, this idea of a freak show. And so I'm kind of drawing on that sort of nostalgia of circuses and those kind of shows, but also putting my drag's twisted spin on it with my, clownery and Jimbo weirdness.
Well, us here in the US, we obviously know you from winning All Stars and taking the crown home, and you being in Canada, doing it there, doing the US versus the UK. You have a litany of appearances, and now television and film and music videos and et cetera that has exploded. But I'm sure there's nothing like a live audience, thousands of people dancing and singing and being a part of the show with you. What is it like when you're up on stage and you come out and this audience just erupts?
Well, it's a dream come true. I'm a clown, and the clown is all about being in service of the audience and really just being a conduit for the audience's experience. And at the same time as kind of getting yourself off. And so I love fashion. I love putting together a look. I love drag. I love makeup. I certainly have had to up my makeup game, and I'm at a place now where I feel happy with myself as a makeup artist. So it's really exciting to be able to be working and to be living and to be sharing at this level and to have the opportunities that I have. And it's a dream come true. I feel like I represent a really amazing part of our community, all those weirdos and all those queerdos and people that have felt othered or as an outsider. They see a little bit of themselves in me and a little bit of success in my success, and that means so much to me. And I'm just so grateful to have this fan base and this platform, which is all about just, awesomeness and laughter.
Well, this weirdo here appreciates what you do for sure. That is a fact. It is not. Did you feel insecure about your makeup? You're beautiful. Your look is crazy. Everything about you.
Well, on Canada's Drag Race, I certainly went in with a very limited makeup knowledge, and learned pretty quickly that I had some learning to do. So I spent the past few years perfecting my makeup, and I still am currently always trying to get better at it. But it's a journey.
Well, I could look back. You can go on YouTube right now and see some of your greatest moments. If it's Joan Rivers, if it's some of the looks and the things that you do, and then there's clips of your live show. You mentioned it's like a circus, so it's not just you that's a part of this. Are you touring with a cast of characters that are joining you?
That's right. Yeah, I'll be playing 6 characters in the show, and then I'll also be touring with my musical accompanist, Andrew Fields, and I wrote the music for the show, and he'll also be on stage playing Jeepers, this sort of like old carny clown that tours with me, and we sort of riff off each other. And then I have 2 backup dancers, Andrew and Duran, who accompany me in each number, and they've got some really awesome, sexy costumes, and they're 2 beautiful boys that are just really talented, amazing movers. So I've learned a lot of choreo, so I'm really excited to have dancers and live my best life.
And we're going to be living our best lives for you. Again, the tour is starting, and it's literally everywhere and anywhere that you can be. So all across this country, all across Canada, you're taking a couple of months and hitting the road. And it's the drag circus, and it's coming to a city near you. And I am so grateful that we got to spend time. If you want tickets, the button gets stuck. We're during the day, Jimbo, I'm a 5th grade school teacher. So,
Oh, really?
we're here in the 5th grade classroom. The kids were just dismissed. You know what it's like to work on a school computer? I'm
Oh my God.
the Wi-Fi. Nothing is better than 5th grade and drag queens. That's my whole life in a nutshell.
I
Was going to say to you, your work that the United States has made drag a political issue, has made queer laws a political issue. How much of what you do is a protest out here? I mean, you're going into cities and states that don't want to come for our rights. So what is that like as a performer?
Well, that's when you're an artist, you want to be pushing boundaries, you want to be making change, you want to be out there doing good in the world. And certainly as a crowned queen of all stars, I have a social responsibility to be doing good and representing my community. So my plan is to go around, to be myself, to be authentic, to entertain people, and to show people that drag is fun, it's entertaining, it's not a crime, it's about self-expression and about welcoming people into queerness and celebrating self-expression. So I hope that that's what I do.
Amen to that. See, even this 5th grade school teacher is not trying to, take over your children. We're all here just to show love and support. Go follow on Instagram, Jimbo the Drag Clown on Instagram, and go to dragfans.com for all the dates and all the information. You can get your tickets, but you better get them quick because this is star. Come on now. We are here. I'm ready. Jimbo.
We're gonna
go ahead.
We're gonna have an awesome time, Robert, and I can't wait for you to come see everything we put into it. I've been working away, writing away, sewing away. So
March 6th, I'm ready for all the looks, all the comedy, all of the music and everything. Thank you so much for being here. It's a real honor and privilege to get to talk to you. We are fans. We are fans of the whole experience.
Thanks, Robert.
There you have it. Jimbo, sometimes I say, controversially, that I'm going to go to all these shows and I don't, but I would go to Jimbo's show because Jimbo in a circus, that sounds like a fun night. Graham, you ready? Ready to go to the drag circus? What are you going to wear?
When is that?
March 6th. We may have to put you back in that red strapless. MJ Harris was here. Before I tell you the whole story, I love MJ Harris. I love influencers. I love people who took the ball into their own hands, very much like this show. You come up with an idea. He started doing this content. He has 5 million subscribers that follow and listen to his word. And he has a brand new book, How to Get Rid of Toxic People from Your Life. Shafad, we don't want any toxic people in our life. And MJ Harris is going to tell you why. I had so much fun. It does sound like a party, Christine. I had so much fun with MJ Harris. So get in here. MJ Harris makes his Broadway Roundtable. What is this show called? The Roundtable debut. Let me tell you what happened during COVID. What happened during COVID is I moved in with my cousin, and I moved in with my cousin and my godchildren. And my cousin says to me, Robert, you have to see this person on Instagram. So I go on her phone and I hear the get in here. And I see the whole, yes, come on, get in here. And we're all locked in during the day and in the house and etc. And so then I fell in the rabbit hole that is MJ Harris. And I followed and have been following, and I wrote to him in a crazy stalker. No, I wasn't a stalker. I was a little bit of a stalker. I went through a straight divorce. I was coming out and I saw what he was putting out. And I wrote him this message. I DM'd him this message that literally said, I had a traumatic experience. I got divorced after 16 years. I'm coming out. My life's been a journey and I don't know what to do. I've never dated. I'm lost. And I see your representation on the internet and it means so much to me. And I got a response back that was, it may be scary, but trust yourself. Now's your opportunity to live on your own terms. Any time that we take the step to live on our own terms, it will be scary. But if we move forward, we embrace all the new things around us. That was before Broadway Podcast Network. That was before 1 million streams on YouTube. That was before my engagement to my fiance. And I want to say, get in here. MJ Harris has a new book and he's here on the Roundtable.
Hello, Robert.
MJ, I took your advice. I tried.
You did. You took the advice and you are soaring. Like literally, like you turned something that could have made you bitter and you allowed it to make you better. Like you are just a true testimony to the fact that your intentions can create your destiny.
But that's thanks to you and you putting yourself out there. Now, I've followed you. Is it fair to say even your online persona, 5 million plus subscribers, has grown? It used to be a little bit more scandalous and a little bit more, hey, now you have really grown into your power too, and have been helping us with the lessons you've learned in your life.
Yes, I've been on camera since the early days of social media. And when I started out, it was YouTube, and you could only post pictures on Instagram. There's no videos. And so, over time I've evolved, but I think the through line that's always gone through is that I've always wanted to do whatever kind of content could help people live their best life and feel good. And so I just have continued to evolve, and I'm just excited about that. I'm excited about my new evolution to best-selling author of my new book, Get the You Know What Out of Your Own Way. Yes, I'm excited. I'm just keeping on evolving because I just want to help people in every way possible.
Well, I have a copy of the book, and I read the book, and you are like the realest therapist, best friend, kiki partner. When you want the truth and you want someone who's going to tell you like it is, you just pick up MJ's book. And there are so many friends of mine that I'm like, I need to slide you this book because these are all the things I want to say to you, but I'm afraid to say it. How did you? For you. Yes, you do. So how did the book come about, and how did you decide what you were going to write in it?
Well, I've been contacted by my publisher, Krishan, over at Hachette, and she had said to me, this was a couple years ago, she says, I want you to write a book. I said, I don't have time to write a book. I prefer to sit on a camera. I don't want to do a book. So time went by, maybe a year, and then she contacted me again and said, do you want to do a book? COVID's happening right now. People are in the house. You got a lot to share. And at that time I said, you know what, I'm open to it. So when we were trying to think about what to put in the book, I said, what I think makes the most sense is there are lessons that I put in my videos. What if we take some of the most powerful lessons that I've already put out there, but flush them out? Because the videos are sometimes just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe 20 at the most. And so you get empowered, you get excited, but sometimes you don't always have those tactical next steps on what to do and how to make the changes. I said, I want to be more than a motivator. I actually want to coach people into transforming their lives. And so that's how we shaped the book. It took the most transformational messages and told them how to execute them.
Oh, and you give step by step. If you want more, you go to mjharrisspeaks.com. The link to the book is right there. Wherever you order your books, you can get a book. You can get it on your Kindle. You can get it on your phone. You could get it wherever it is. Or, of course, if you're one of the 7 people who are not following MJ, you go to @mjharrisspeaks on Instagram or on all of the social media across the board. So you promise in the book, you start from the beginning talking about trauma. And I love this conversation because you sound like my therapist. We go in the back sometimes. We talk about trauma, growing up trauma. And you say that culturally and generationally, we sometimes don't accept the trauma. And you say we have to sit in our stuff and then move on. So tell us, what is this lesson about trauma and accepting the truth?
Well, I think that sometimes with trauma, we don't even realize we are traumatized, right? We go through whatever we've gone through, and we don't realize that the reason why we're continuing to go through the same cycles, being hurt in the same ways, attracting the same types of pain, perpetuating pain onto other people is because of unresolved trauma. And I think that one of the things we have to be willing to do is to sit in it. The fact of the matter is there are folks sitting out here right now who are still trying to maintain relationships with their abusers, with their oppressors. And some of those people are their parents, their siblings, and they refuse to sit in the pain of accepting that this person hurt them, that this person did something to them, that they were traumatized. And because they're not willing to sit in that pain, what they do is they numb themselves with all natures of different things. Or they just outright are in denial about it. And I think that unless we're willing to sit in our pain, and by sitting in our pain, what I mean is allow yourself to feel the pain without numbing it, without distracting yourself from it in any way, shape, or form. Until you're willing to do that, you're not going to be able to truly face it and work through it.
Oof, that's right. No drugs, no alcohol, no sex, no spending money, no gambling. None of that is going to, no relation, no man or woman is going to come save you. You have to. So, yeah. And then you talk a lot about shame, and you talk a lot about like owning the shame or owning the power, stepping into your own power in the book. I think it's like the 2nd chapter. After you get through the shame of it, shaking off the shame and accepting it, and then building relationships. Do most people reach out to you about dating? Is that what most people ask you about?
I would say so, yes. The top ones that I hear about is dating and relationship advice in general, because some folks are in relationships and that's where they're looking for the advice. I would say relationship advice as a whole. I would say beyond that, to some degree, financial advice, just because that's sort of the basis of how my platform started out. And I think beyond that, just interpersonal advice, just, which falls into relationship advice. The big one that comes up nowadays is narcissists, people with personality disorders and how that impacts, relationships.
What do you tell people who are in a relationship with a narcissist or someone with a personality disorder?
It is impossible to have a healthy relationship with them. I don't think it's possible to have a healthy relationship with anyone who lacks the ability to be compassionate or hold themselves accountable. And by definition, narcissists struggle with that. It's not something that they're really capable of if they have an actual narcissism diagnosis. So unless you are just a glutton for punishment, it is probably best just to move on from that relationship.
Amen. We all learn that. When you're with your friends, do you give advice the way you speak it in the book, or you do are you just as tell it like it is? Or are you a little bit more soft and pink about it? How do you handle it?
So for me, I am naturally a very introverted person, and so my friends are extreme extroverts because that's just the great balance that I prefer. And they generally, they do well in whatever their regard is. But I think that one of the boundaries that I have with my friends is that I don't ever really ask them for insider advice on anything, and vice versa, so I'm not going to them saying, hey, can you give me legal or tax advice or anything like that. So we kind of leave our work out of it, but because they are close and when things do come up, I think that I tend to be a lot gentler with them than I am on camera, because, when you're on camera and you've only got 15 seconds to capture someone's attention to keep them watching, and then you got to give them that information within about 5 to 7 minutes, you have to hit really, really, really hard to make an impact. But sometimes when I watch my videos, I'm like, oh, I wish people responded to my content where I talk softer, because sometimes I get tired of having to talk like that. I'm like, but they like me to beat them over the head.
Yes, we need it. We need it. Get the book. The book is out. You got to get it. It's like he's talking to you. It's in his own voice. He tells it like he does in the videos.
I read the audiobook. If you get the audiobook, I'm actually the narrator for the audiobook as well.
Oh, get the audiobook, because I want him to come at you. He does not hold back a punch, but you need to hear this. How did you evolve? Like, what is your personal growth? Like, you talk about toxic people and people pleasing. Were these issues that you ever had, or are you just one of those people who,
Oh my God, yes. People pleasing was probably at the top of the list for me. It's something I definitely struggled with. I'm a reformed people pleaser. That's why I have this tattoo. It's my only tattoo. I can't really see it. It's designed so that I can see it, but it says "Put yourself first." I struggled for a long time with putting myself first, always thinking about other people's needs, advocating for other people more than I advocate for myself. And that when you are a people pleaser, when you don't have a very high self-esteem, you become a magnet for toxic people. You become a magnet for narcissists. You become a magnet for all those people who will create a lot of damage in your life. But ultimately, you are the magnet. So what I had to learn was that the way for me to get out of my own way was to own the fact that this is what I was doing, to look at and take responsibility for the fact that a lot of the damage that had happened in my life was as a result of me allowing these people to continue to have access to me. Those people were horrible, but I allowed them to maintain access to me, and then take ownership of my own agency, my own ability to do things differently. And so now at this point in my life, I'm not going to say that I don't have moments where I want to people please and I want to lean into that. But what I've learned to do is I've learned to ask myself before I make any decision, is this decision good for me? And if it's not, then I will take a step back until I can figure out what is the best way to approach it in a way that's going to be good for me or mutually beneficial. And if I have made a decision, this is something that people need to really be clear about. If you've already made a decision that you now are looking back and like, hold on, this is not good for me, then get out of it. You can change your mind. You can disappoint people. I would rather disappoint someone than stick with something that I agreed to that wasn't good for me. And so that's what I learned to do.
Oh, it's such an important lesson. It is, I struggle. I'm a people pleaser. Mm-hmm. I grew up as a people pleaser, understand my own trauma growing up and etc. And I get to the point where you wake up and you say, I look at my schedule and there's 10 things on here that I don't want to do. And it's exhausting. And eventually you have to say, that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah. And you take responsibility first. Sometimes I was complaining about my schedule, and someone said to me, "Well, you make the schedule, you agree to all this stuff, so stop agreeing to stuff so that you don't want to do." And so that's one thing I've learned to do with my schedule. I don't agree to anything I don't want to do. And if I do want to do it, but maybe I just can't do it right now, or maybe it's not a priority, then I communicate that. And so I would challenge you and anyone else who's in that position to, if you're looking at your schedule and stuff that you don't want to do, you have the right to change your mind. You have the right to say, and it's simple the way we do it. It's just a quick message to say, hey, at this time, I'm not able to do this as I originally expected. I apologize for any inconvenience. I'll circle back when there is a time that I'm able to commit to this. Bam.
No harm, no foul. Do people ever say to you, you're too tough, you're too in your face, you're too matter of fact?
Yes. But what I've found is that the people who tend to tell me that are usually people who want to take advantage of me, and my boundaries have stopped them. So when I'm called a bitch, or they mumble it under their breath, or I'm told, oh, you're just too hard, you're too this, it's 99% of the time from someone who, the more they complain about my boundaries, the more this person probably needs them. But people who, generally speaking, are approaching me in a healthy way, in a mutually beneficial way, I think they tend to respect me more because of my boundaries and also because of my honesty. One of the things people know from me is I'm going to always be truthful. So if I don't want to do something, I'm going to tell you. And I think that's one of the things that's really beautiful about when you find your voice, to say your truth. You will find that you're going to build much more trust with other people, because we think that being a people pleaser makes us likable. It actually makes us not very trustworthy to other people, because they think, oh, this person's saying this to me to be nice, or they're going to say this to me and then they're going to find a way to flake out of something later on. And so for me, I think that I come across as tough because maybe the intonation of my voice and how forceful I speak, but the lessons I'm giving are not to say things the way I say them, but to say things in your own way. What is your authentic voice? As long as you're being authentic and truthful, you can say it as soft as you want. You don't have to say it like a drill sergeant like I do. It's just about making sure that the words accurately reflect your desires.
MJ Harris Speaks. Go on social media right now and get the book. So you have to meet your personality reminds me of my Darius. He is 6'4", tough as I am, black, gay, and from Detroit, and I can take you out on these streets even with a bag.
Yeah.
And I always say to him, the most attractive quality about you is you are so secure in who you are. You don't let people push you around. You don't change your boundaries for people. You know who you are, and this is what you're comfortable doing. And if you come to a relationship with your rules and who you are, people can respect and honor that because it's there.
And you give people permission to also show up and tell you what their desires are. I think one of the biggest things that hurts relationships is when we have a lack of boundaries or a lack of communicated boundaries. Let me say that. When we don't communicate our boundaries, and then the other person's up hurting us or stepping on our boundaries without even knowing that they're doing it, then resentment builds up and so on and so forth. And I think that one of the beautiful things about being able to be so clear about what your boundaries and what your desires are is that it gives the other person permission to do the exact same thing. It encourages an environment of transparency. And I think that it's very hard not to have a healthy relationship where both people feel comfortable being transparent.
Ooh, that's it. So I came to you originally with my crazy stalker message, DMs like all the other crazy, with love. But I came to you with people talking about sexuality. Sexuality is another thing that you've been very at the forefront of. You've talked about it from the beginning of your public life. How do you tell people? I'm a teacher. I have students who come to me as a now teacher asking me, my parents don't accept me. I don't know what to do. I have students in my mentorship program. What do you tell people who have the battle about sexuality with their family and their community? Do you have any advice that you can give?
Absolutely. That acceptance by your community is not required for you to live a happy whole life. Acceptance is I don't want to say a privilege, but it is something that happens in some spaces. And for some people, sometimes it's just really luck of the draw. I was born into an environment where my mom accepted me, my dad accepted me, and that opened the door for me to kind of navigate towards people who would be accepting of me. I have friends who are living wonderful, happy, whole lives, but that was not their story. They were rejected, kicked out, and everything like that. My point is, we both live very productive lives today, very successful lives in whatever respect you want to assess success based on. But we both come from different backgrounds. So I think that one of the things that you have to do when you are struggling with acceptance that you're not getting is I encourage people, I say to them, listen, stop trying to get blood from a stone. If your mother, your whoever is not accepting you, now you are abusing yourself by continuing to go to them seeking something that they've clearly told you that they're not going to give you. They are the one who are going to miss out on a relationship with you, because at some point in time, you will grieve this lack of acceptance that you're not getting, and that grief will turn to power. It will turn to you personally stopping seeking it. And when you stop seeking it, you're going to also create a little bit of distance, if not complete distance, from that person, because once you fully accept yourself, you don't expose yourself to people who don't treat you with respect, dignity, and true acceptance. So really and truly, they're the ones who are going to pay the price. You're paying from the lack of acceptance right now. It hurts. Yes, it hurts. But ultimately, they are going to have to live with the fact that they are losing you potentially forever by not giving you this one thing. So with that understood, we just got to grieve it. We got to accept that it is what it is. It's unfortunate, but here's the thing. We have our own choice to choose people to replace those folks in our life. If you have a friend, a family member, whoever's not accepting you, well, guess what they're doing? They're creating room in your life for someone else who can come in there, who will truly embrace you in the way that you desire and deserve.
Oh, that is a whole word gospel preach pastor moment. That's why MJ Harris is MJ Harris, and that's why you are what you do, and it's so powerful. And there's a whole generation of people who looked for your videos, and you've helped guide them to a better, healthier, happier financial, emotional relationship, is like all the life in period. So thanks to my cousin Michelle for calling me in and saying, get in here, get in here, get in here. She found you during COVID and then never let you go, amongst so many people who have heard that you were coming on and were very excited. I really loved the book because it's funny. It's not preachy. It is, you're going to laugh. You're going to get a chuckle. You're going to hear his vocabulary and his language and the way he nuances his words to make you have a good time. Guide to letting go of the stuff that's holding you back. So, and just, there's no age limit, MJ. You could be 80 or you could be 20 years old.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The book itself is, it's got some choice words in there just to kind of bring out some points. But what I would say is that the point of the whole book is to give you digestible lessons in a way that doesn't even require you to go through the whole book. You can go to the table of contents and skip to the chapters that are most applicable to you. I want it to be like a reference book that you can come back to at whatever points in time that you need it. But ultimately, my goal is to help people transform their lives. Because I had a friend, I was just talking to a friend of mine the other day, and they told me, we hadn't talked in quite a while, but they said, hey, it's so good to catch up with you. I wanted to let you know that I got a cancer diagnosis a couple weeks ago. And I was shocked. I was sad. And it was just a reminder to me that none of us know how long we have left on this earth. And so with the time that you have left, don't you want to spend it happy? Don't you want to spend it in healthy relationships? Don't you want to spend it in a way that allows you to feel like you're doing your best? And that's what this book is all about, helping you to make the most of your life, starting with letting go of the stuff that's holding you back from making the most of your life.
Get a book. I'm telling you, take it on a trip, sit down on the weekend and enjoy it. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for saying yes to spending time with us. It means so much. I'm such grateful to your message and all that you are and all of your support and love that you've sent to me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. How was South Africa? How was that life there?
Oh, South Africa is wonderful. I'm on the road right now traveling. So I'm going to be back home soon, but I love South Africa. And it's a nation. It is my second largest viewership globally. And so I knew that, but experiencing it in reality where people are saying the same thing, like, I've been watching you for a decade. I'm like, really? And so it's just nice to be embraced there.
Well, you are definitely an inspiration for us, and we're so grateful to have spent time with you. Everybody, MJ Harris Speaks, mjharrisspeaks.com. And MJ, I'm going to now, people please know, I'm going to look at my schedule tomorrow and start canceling. Let's go.
Knock some stuff off of there.
Let's go. Here.
There you have it. What'd you think of that? We love that MJ Harris. He's fantastic. Our friend Lots of Lattes is a fangirls for this. Look, she says it made her entire day. His every word is powerful and inspiring. It sure is. Words of wisdom, inspirational chat. There's Grandma Verge. There's the birthday girl, and you're gonna be a part of this birthday moment. Are you gonna? We're not gonna light the house on fire. Sure, God forbid.
Oh,
Oh, this is like a blowtorch, everybody. This is for creme brulee. All right, everybody, all around.
That ain't the one from here, is it?
You ready to sing? 5,
Oh,
6,
I
7, 8. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Momma Rose. Happy birthday to you. We heard you all. Hey! We're glad you are here. We're here.
Happy birthday
To you. I learned everything I know how to sing from her.
Oh,
That's the truth. And we learned how to say bad words from her. That's what we learned.
as long as we tell the truth, I love it.
Marie says incredible information. Thank you, Marie, for being here and watching us. Lattes, thank you so much for being here. Can I tell them about should I tell them about next week?
Yes.
Next week, we're gonna, it's a really special show. Next week, Jaquel Spivey, who stars in Mean Girls, is gonna be here. Plus, a legend is gonna join us. Charo is here. Charo, come on, Charo. Coochie coochie. Coochie coochie. Coochie coochie's here. You don't want to miss Charo, and you don't want to miss Jaquel Spivey. Look, the people are saying things to us. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Momma Rose. Happy birthday to you. So join us next Thursday. We're going to have Charo. We're going to have Jaquel Spivey, and we're going to have some cake. So from us to you,
You can't see the cake in that thing.
from us to you, have a wonderful week. There's a more good than there is bad. There's more love than there is hate. And there sure is the best. The best is yet to come, and him won't be fine. Do, 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 do,
Don't
do.
forget it.
Don't forget it. Till next time, everybody. Thank you. I love this show. We might be like Regis and Kathy Lee. Till next time. Bye, everybody.